Coach PJ here with Greta. Today is all about changing other people's behavior. Do you ever wonder why you don't get the behavior you want out of the team you have, out of the people you want, your clients, your vendors, whoever those are? And basically, it has to do with what you tolerate. We teach others how to treat us. Every time we tolerate someone not responding to an email, being late to a meeting, not following through on something, we teach them that it's okay or not okay to do that. If we call them out on it and remind them, ask them, if we follow up, if we are not accepting of the behavior, we will get a different behavior. So the concept that you teach others how to treat you. Let's talk about employees and people in the workforce, because that's a real common one. So if you want your employees to be on time to work, if that's really important to you, then make sure that early on in the relationship you talk about it, you expect it, you hold them accountable to it. If it's on time to meetings, if it's on time to work, if that's an important cultural aspect of yours, then it needs to be understood and communicated. And not just, the first time they're late, you kind of let it slide. The second time they're late, let it slide. You got to call them out on it every time. And I'm not saying about being, inappropriate or mean or vindictive, but you need to say on time to meetings is important. It also means that you have to walk the walk. You have to equally be the model of what you want to have. So if you are really accountability is really, really important to you, then you need to be personally accountable. If the way in which people respond to emails, if the way in which they carry on conversations with each other, whatever that is, even just how they do their work, if that is important to you, then you can't tolerate when it's not up to standards. If you're expecting your team to document information and the documentation isn't there and you let it slide, then when you actually need it and you actually want to hold somebody accountable to it, it's really a slippery slope, because I didn't ask for it any other time, but now I'm asking for it. So it has to be a consistent and an every time thing. It's not about sometimes it matters and sometimes it doesn't. Very, very important. Just as I'm training Greta, who's now 12 weeks old, consistency is really important, and I get what I tolerate. If I let her get into the trash, then she thinks it's okay to get into the trash. If I let her climb on the sofa, then she thinks it's okay to climb on the sofa. Even if I let her do it once, she doesn't understand that sometimes it's okay and sometimes it's not. That's very confusing. Just as it's confusing to training, my lovely pet here, it's also confusing to training employees and team members or clients and vendors. If you want a client to review information every 3 days based on giving you feedback, if you're writing, let's for example, and you're providing them with deliverables, if you want a 3-day around turnaround, then you've got to communicate it up front. You've got to communicate it when you send the information. You've got to check in with them right before it happens. And if they miss the first deadline, you've got to talk them through that and hold them accountable to that deadline, helping them understand why that might be a problem. So anytime you want to change behavior, you have to determine that it's a behavior you want, you have to highlight it, and then you actually have to not tolerate the wrong behavior. As soon as you start tolerating it, everybody sees it and everybody knows you're doing it, and therefore it's really, really difficult to enforce the correct behavior if you tolerate the behavior sometimes. If you like this topic and you want to hear more, like, subscribe, comment in the link below. And if you want to hear more, if you think this is what you want to talk about in your business, give me a call, we can do some coffee, or we can sit down and really analyze your business and determine what it is that you need to go forward. Your business profit. Until next time.